So today we're going to talk about La Nina Bonita, the pretty girl, or the bony lady, Santa Muerte, Santissima, or Most Holy Death. So this statue right here of La Santa is the first statue a saint statue that I ever bought. And she's been with me for a very long time, since I was a little boy. This particular statue is one that Jennifer gave me while we were together, because Jennifer told me that she was with me. I was like, well, I know, but she bought it for me because she said I needed the protection. And then I also have this image of Santissima holding Jesus after the crucifixion in her rainbow-colored gown. This video is going to be kind of deep because she is more than just a folk saint. Some people consider her to be a goddess that was venerated by the Aztecs, and maybe even by the Mayans, a goddess of the underworld, a goddess whose worship couldn't be stamped out by the Catholic Church or by the colonizers. So in Mesoamerica and the Yucatan Peninsula, there were divinities or deities that were associated with death and the underworld, and most of the time they had the images of a skeletal figure, kind of like in Haitian voodoo when you see the Guéré, or the Baron Samedi, the Baron of the Cemetery, kind of like the same thing. Now I'm going to say something that's going to piss off a lot of people, and I don't give a fuck. There is no right or wrong way to create a relationship with this saint. And there is no right or wrong way to work with her or venerate her. It's become very popular, on TikTok and in recent times, that devotees of this particular saint will get on and make all kinds of claims about what you can and cannot do with her. But really, in all honesty, this is an avatar of God. This is the image of death personified. Now, what happened when the colonizers and the Catholics came over and started subduing all of the indigenous people in the region in which she was venerated, they also brought along the image of the Grim Reaper. And so those indigenous people probably looked at the Catholic images of the Grim Reaper, or the images of the Grim Reaper, and kind of just associated that was the European version of their goddess. Mikteka Siwato. I probably just slaughtered that name. The Catholic Church has been trying to stamp out her veneration and the worship of death for a very, very long time, and they are always unsuccessful. Developing a relationship with Santissima is really coming to terms with and being okay with the finality of things, of death, of passing on. There's only one way to come into this world, and that's through a womb, It's through a mother. And there's only one way to get out of this world, and it's through this mother. Santissima is all about transformation and growth. And when you have an image of death around, it helps to remind you on a daily basis about your own mortality. It helps to remind you about how short life is and how you should be grateful and have gratitude for every breath that you take, for being able to wake up in the morning and be in the sunlight and enjoy all the things in life. Because this saint exists outside of the official Catholic Church saints, people will approach her for a lot of different reasons. She'll come in many different colors. There will be a red one, a blue one, a green one, the black one, and all of the different colors do different things. Red being for love. The black Santa Muerte is specifically for protection against witchcraft, protection against voodoo, protection against baneful magic or sorcery. This is a saint for all people, not for a few people, for all people. So she is very popular with like cartels, okay, people that have nefarious lives or are criminals, people that are SMEX workers, people who are LGBTQ, because all paths lead to her. Death is the one thing we all share in common. It's the one promise that we can all look forward to being fulfilled. So there's no reason to be afraid of her. There are some people who say, that she's very jealous and you can't put her beside any other saint statues. I wouldn't say that she's jealous, okay? Nor would I say that she's demanding in any kind of way, shape, or form. I've never felt that she was demanding of me for anything. But it's very important to keep her separate from everyone else because of who she is. But there is one entity that you can put beside her image, which is the Virgin of Guadalupe, the Virgin Mary in her form as Guadalupe. Some people refer to them as sisters, whereas the Virgin of Guadalupe represents Tonantzin, the Earth Mother, of everything that has to do with life, everything that has to do with that which is living, nature, whereas she represents the other side of the coin, which is death, decay, and rebirth. She is not closed. She is not part of any closed practice. She is the practice. And I'll just tell you how I work with her. I don't ask her for anything. I don't petition her for things, nor do I try to cast spells with her. I'll put out offerings for her. Tequila as a drink offering. She takes tobacco. She even takes schmeed, fruit, coffee, even a pack of cigarettes. Burning some fresh tobacco leaves and blowing it on her is something that she likes. As well as copal, okay, or, a tree resin that is very similar to frankincense. You can burn any kind of incense, frankincense, myrrh, sandalwood, or even get the resin copal from Mexico or from Mesoamerica in order to burn for her. So she sits on my shrine with the Virgin of Guadalupe, and usually when I'm practicing spiritism or spiritualism or folk Catholicism, I will pray the rosary. I'll say prayers for the ancestors. I'll say prayers for the holy souls in purgatory or spirits of the dead that need elevation. I'll say a prayer to her and also meditate with her. And when I meditate with her, what I'm really meditating on is my own mortality and also being okay with and welcoming transformation and growth through the process of death and rebirth and reincarnation. But she is Iyami, okay? She is primordial mother energy, woven into the fabric of reality itself, in every single realm of the multiverse, in every single dimension, stretching across all space and time. So this image or this saint statue represents a very, very small version of her. Let me give you a recommendation. My recommendation for having her is that you don't read any books about her, or you don't go listening to every single practitioner on TikTok or YouTube talking about her, because everybody will experience and process her differently. I'm going to encourage you, if you decide that you want to get this saint statue and you want to start creating a connection with this energy, with this entity, that you really do it and you open yourself up to intuitively working with her. In my opinion, this is one of the most sacred images of the divine, the most sacred avatar of God. And like all energies, or like any image of God that you put on your altar, just make sure that you're prepared and ready for everything that will happen in your life when you start working with or calling on Most Holy Death. Okay, bye.